What if I told you that the reason you're smarter than Neanderthals isn't genetics, but what your ancestors chose for dinner? This shocking discovery will change everything you know about human evolution. The answer lies not in our strength or brain size, but in something much simpler: what we chose to eat. Our ancestors made dietary decisions that literally rewired their brains for intelligence. Neanderthals were incredible hunters. They could take down massive mammoths and woolly rhinoceros with primitive weapons. Their muscular bodies were perfectly adapted for hunting large game in Ice Age Europe. But our ancestors, Homo sapiens, took a completely different approach to survival. While Neanderthals focused on big game hunting, early humans became opportunistic omnivores, eating everything they could find. The first game-changing food was seafood. Around 160,000 years ago, early humans living along African coastlines began harvesting shellfish, fish, and marine mammals from the ocean. Seafood is packed with omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. This specific fat is crucial for brain development and makes up nearly 30% of our brain's gray matter. While Neanderthals hunted mammoth in frozen tundra, our ancestors were cracking open oysters and mussels. These shellfish contained concentrated doses of brain-boosting nutrients that land animals simply couldn't provide. The second revolutionary food was cooked tubers, underground plant storage organs like roots and bulbs. Our ancestors discovered fire and used it to unlock previously inedible plant foods. Cooking broke down tough plant fibers and made starchy tubers digestible. This provided a reliable, high-energy carbohydrate source that could fuel our energy-hungry brains 24 hours a day. Raw tubers were nearly impossible to digest and provided minimal nutrition, but cooking transformed them into brain fuel, giving early humans a massive caloric advantage over other species. The human brain consumes 20% of our total daily calories, despite being only 2% of our body weight. Without high-energy foods, such a large brain would be impossible. Neanderthals had access to fire, but archaeological evidence suggests they used it mainly for warmth and protection. They rarely cooked plant foods or experimented with new cooking methods. Our ancestors became master chefs of the Stone Age. They developed sophisticated cooking techniques, roasting, boiling in animal skin containers, and even primitive forms of fermentation and food preservation. The third crucial food was bone marrow. While other predators ate muscle meat, early humans cracked open bones with stone tools to access the fatty marrow inside. Bone marrow is incredibly nutrient-dense, containing high levels of fat, protein, and essential vitamins. It provided concentrated calories that could sustain brain growth and development over generations. Early humans also consumed brains of hunted animals. Animal brains contain the same omega-3 fatty acids and phospholipids that human brains need to function and grow properly. While Neanderthals discarded these organs, our ancestors recognized their value. They consumed every nutritious part of their prey, maximizing the brain-building nutrients from each successful hunt. The fourth game-changing food was fermented plants. Early humans discovered that certain plants became more nutritious and easier to digest when allowed to ferment naturally. Fermentation breaks down plant toxins, increases vitamin content, and creates beneficial bacteria. These early probiotics supported gut health, which directly influences brain function through the gut-brain axis. Archaeological evidence from African sites shows early humans processing and possibly fermenting various plant foods, including nuts, seeds, and starchy vegetables 40,000 years before agriculture. Neanderthals had a much more limited diet. Their teeth and jaw structure show they primarily ate meat, with occasional plant foods during summer months when vegetation was available. This dietary restriction meant Neanderthals missed out on crucial brain-building nutrients found in diverse plant foods, seafood, and organ meats that early humans regularly consumed throughout the year. The fifth revolutionary food was insects. While it might sound unappetizing today, insects were a crucial protein source for early humans, providing complete amino acid profiles. Insects are incredibly efficient to harvest and contain high levels of B vitamins, zinc, and iron, all essential for cognitive function. A handful of termites provides more nutrition than equivalent plant foods. Early humans developed tools specifically for harvesting insects and larvae. They understood seasonal patterns and knew exactly when and where to find the most nutritious bug species. The combination of these 5 food groups created a perfect storm for brain evolution. Omega-3s from seafood, carbohydrates from cooked tubers, fats from marrow, probiotics from fermentation, and complete proteins from insects. This diverse diet provided all the raw materials needed for brain growth, essential fatty acids for neural membranes, glucose for energy, amino acids for neurotransmitters, and minerals for electrical signaling. But diet alone wasn't enough. The way our ancestors obtained food was equally important. Hunting required complex planning, tool-making, and sophisticated communication between group members. Gathering seafood demanded understanding of tides, seasons, and marine ecosystems. Processing tubers required fire control and cooking knowledge. These activities literally exercised and strengthened cognitive abilities. Neanderthals were intelligent, but their hunting strategies remained relatively unchanged for hundreds of thousands of years. They relied on strength and traditional methods rather than innovation. Early humans constantly adapted their food procurement strategies. They invented new tools, explored new environments, and experimented with different food processing techniques, driving cognitive evolution. Social aspects of eating also mattered. Early humans shared food more extensively than Neanderthals, creating complex social bonds and communication systems around meal preparation and consumption. Cooking required cooperation. Someone had to maintain fires, others gathered ingredients, and the group shared knowledge about food preparation. This social complexity strengthened cognitive abilities across communities. The ability to plan meals in advance gave early humans a significant advantage. They could store processed foods, plan hunting expeditions, and survive harsh seasonal changes more effectively. Neanderthals lived more day-to-day, hunting when hungry and eating immediately. This reactive approach limited their ability to accumulate resources and plan for future challenges. Dietary flexibility became crucial during climate changes. When ice ages shifted animal migrations, early humans adapted by eating different foods, while Neanderthals struggled with changing conditions. Around 40,000 years ago, Europe experienced dramatic climate fluctuations. Neanderthals, dependent on specific prey animals, couldn't adapt quickly enough to survive these environmental challenges. Early humans thrived during the same period because their diverse diet made them resilient. When one food source disappeared, they simply switched to alternatives without experiencing nutritional stress. The brain benefits of this superior diet became cumulative over generations. Each generation of early humans was slightly smarter than the last, while Neanderthal intelligence remained relatively static. Modern research confirms these ancient dietary insights. Children who eat diverse diets rich in omega-3s, complex carbohydrates, and varied proteins consistently score higher on intelligence tests. Our ancestors' dietary wisdom created the foundation for human civilization. Without their food innovations, we might never have developed language, art, agriculture, or technology. The irony is profound. Neanderthals were physically superior in almost every way, but they lost the evolutionary race because they couldn't adapt their eating habits to changing circumstances. Today, we face similar choices about our food. Ultra-processed foods, like the limited Neanderthal diet, might satisfy hunger but don't provide optimal nutrition for brain function. The foods that made our ancestors smarter, seafood, diverse vegetables, fermented foods, nuts, and organ meats, are still available and still beneficial for cognitive health. Subscribe now to discover more shocking secrets that shaped human civilization. Like this video if you found these evolutionary food facts mind-blowing, and comment what surprised you most.